Hello, folks. If you're hearing me and seeing me, give me 2 seconds. I'm just making sure. Yep, there it is. It's playing. We are live. How's everybody doing tonight, man? We're late tonight, guys. We apologize for that, man. And I'll get into it when we talk about how our week has been. Work has just been mm, killer, killer. Got off late, which means I had to eat late, which means the show started late. But we're here. But the beautiful thing about it is we really don't have a lot to talk about other than MLB The Show, kind of give our quick thoughts on that. Smitty mentioned that he doesn't actually have the game yet, so I could give you some slight thoughts on it. Y'all know how we get down, but I think me and Smitty both can still talk about why MLB The Show is attractive to sim gamers. So we can at least talk from that standpoint. Like I said, early comments. But outside of that, man, we really have nothing else to talk about. So this was a perfect night for us to not start at 8 o'clock because I don't know if 2 hours was going to happen. But anyway, welcome. We'll jump right into it. Smitty, I'll throw it to you, man. Anything you want to address outside of the main topic? Anything else that may be going on? How's family? Things of that nature.
Everything's good with the family. Everything's good. I am, excited for next week. You know what I'm saying? And all the talking, listening on the radio, they do that, man. Get this pick. What did the Lions do? They getting this guy, that guy. What did they trade down and do this, that? Like, it's like the hyper evaluation of these players is a bit buck wild. So it's like I'm excited to see what's going to happen next week. Detroit Pistons. I'm gonna say this a little bit about NBA real quick. I was talking to this with my man Watson about this earlier in the week as well, because he's a big Golden State Warriors fan, huge Steph Curry fan. Steph is balling. He's balling out of control. Okay. But this is the thing. My concern is like, why go for the gusto like that so hard when you're not going to win? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not poised for a championship run. You're not poised. You're not poised for that. You know what I'm saying? Why go so hard when earlier in the season, even with Steph balling, you were you were in position to get a top pick in the draft. Like, it's like, sweet. James Wiseman is a solid player. And he's doing his thing, he's balling, everything like that. And you got, you're rallying the team. Like, you have a solid team here. So why don't you just play hard, build your team camaraderie and all that good stuff, but don't win? So that way you can get that top pick that puts you in the running to potentially come away with that top pick. At least you get another lottery pick. So now you got another good player that you're adding into the fold, along with Clay coming back and everything. Then you're poised for a title run. Along with you got one guy that you developed one season, in Wiseman, plus the other good guy you get. Now, he may not be a top pick, but still a lottery caliber pick is a big deal. And that definitely would be a big help to their team. So, look at the Pistons. They be playing hard, no question. But at the same time, though, they're not winning games, and it's okay. They're going through rebuild mode. And I mean, look, their rookies all look good. Sadiq Bey looks good. My man Stewart looks good. Killian Hayes is looking solid. Like, all these dudes are looking solid. I forget that there's another guy, it slipped my mind, but they're looking good right now. Like, and it's crazy. You have 4 rookies that are all looking solid, and they all have went through their growth processes through the year, especially with Killian, because he was your highest draft pick, and he basically got sidelined and had to just watch the game for the most part. But now he's showing those signs of life. But that's the whole thing. Play hard as a team, but you know you're not going to win right now, just build. Then next year come back stronger, like especially with a team like Golden State. You know what I'm saying? So, and one other thing too, I know they ain't really talked about it too tough about my man's, but Chris Paul, hey, you got to throw his name in that MVP conversation. Yeah. Seriously, they Chris got Paul the second best record. They're one game behind Utah for first place. That with Phoenix, and I mean, it's not that Phoenix didn't have no talent, but that's the impact.
Nobody's talking about Phoenix though.
Oh no, yeah, I know that's the thing though.
So to do that,
yeah, like I mean, look what Chris did with OKC. Look what he did there. He brought them boys up. Now he goes over to Phoenix, and he got these dudes. They're the second best team, and I mean, mind you, LeBron and AD been out and all that stuff, but nevertheless, though, still. These dudes are running like the DeAndre Ayton looking solid. We all know Devin Booker can ball. And it's like CP, they rolling. As a team, they are working it. So they looking good. I'm like, yo, I'm loving it. Like I'm loving it. I love it when you see a team like that come together. You know, and I mean, I know CP3 is a big star, but still, it's like it still is nice to see that, you know, to see that dynamic be come together and to just see these dudes thriving the way they are. It's amazing. So, but no, that's all I got, Sim.
Yeah, man. You guys are probably seeing me look to my left a lot. MLB is on the screen, so it's bound to happen. But yeah, man, I don't have a whole lot to add to that. Basketball has been interesting. I've been watching, of course. You know, my Sixers doing their thing. I'm still concerned though. You know what? Not as concerned. I think that they can beat quite a few teams in the East. I mean, if health isn't a factor, you got to expect the Nets are probably going to be the team that comes out of there if those big three, if you will, are healthy. But we'll see. You know, we'll see. Maybe this could be one of those years that Philly just happened to catch it at the right time, you know, as far as the competition that they're going to face. But I still think the Western Conference, man, is probably who's going to want to run away with it. You know, one of them teams, like Smitty said, Phoenix is one of them teams, man. Like if they get to the finals, you never know. You never know. They got enough talent. I don't think they're going to be an easy run through at all in the playoffs. You know, it's going to be very interesting, man. So, yeah, we'll see how that all pans out. What else? What else to add? I'm so ready for next week as well, man. What are the Steelers going to do at 24? It's so many things they could do. I mean, all roads and all signs are pointing towards Najee Harris, which I understand that. But then you have people who are arguing the other way, saying, no, you got to address the offensive line first. But the funny thing is, Smitty, in this draft, a lot of the analysts are saying, you know, not even just analysts, just listening to even listening to Kevin Colbert, who was at GM, they're pretty high on the offensive line class. It's particularly tackles. Like they're saying that it's a deep class. That's why I think the Steelers might jump the gun. And if Najee is sitting there, I think they're going to go for it. I think they're going to go big time running back first, which is rare. And if it's a deep offensive line class, I think they go offensive line, second round, third round, you know, maybe they double dip. But it also depends on what offensive lineman is there. You know, if one of the top tier dudes is sitting there at 24, maybe you do that because, there's enough running backs that you can still get somebody in the second round, perhaps the third round. You know, I really like Trey Sermon out of Ohio State. I think he's a guy that'll be around in the third round. My favorite running back, honestly, is in a lot of, the Steelers people who, watch the show know Javonte Williams is my dude, man, out of UNC. That boy, yeah, he just pulls at the heartstrings, man. His demeanor, the way he run, that's who I want. I would love to have him. I don't know if they would go for him in the first. I don't know if he's going to be there when we pick in the second, but that dude is a problem. But of course, Najee Harris, if they pick Najee Harris, I'll be rooting for him as well. ETN, I like ETN, but I've said this on the Steelers show. I prefer Najee. Well, actually, I prefer Williams over. To me, it's 1, 2, and 3. Williams, Harris, then ETN. Only because of ETN's style of play. That's not necessarily what I want in Pittsburgh. I don't know. And I got to be careful because I'm not trying to talk down on him. But he doesn't. ETN to me is not the ground and pound dude. He can do it. But he's more, for you guys that know the college players, ETN to me, let's talk about UNC, he's more of the Michael Carter out of those two. It's Javonte Williams and Michael Carter. ETN to me plays more like Michael Carter than he does Javonte Williams. And I think that's a Steelers style. The big guy that can lumber, and that's why I threw the comparison of Najee could be what Le'Veon Bell was for Pittsburgh. Not saying they're the same player, but they do a lot of similar things as far as their style. So I don't know. That's just what I would prefer. But we'll see. We shall see on Thursday because all it takes, and Smitty knows as well with them being at 7, all it takes, man, is a shakeup to happen between 1 and 6, a shakeup to happen between 5 and 10, a surprise fall that's going to be somebody that falls, between 10 and 15, and it shakes the whole draft. That 1 or 2 players can reshape the entire draft. Mm-hmm. It's not impossible that the Steelers could end up picking a defensive player. It could happen. So we'll see. We shall see. Outside of that, guys, I told you we don't have a lot to talk about tonight. We'll dibble and dabble with the MLB The Show 21. And like I said, I have the game. I have it up right now because of my crazy demanding schedule here lately. I haven't had a lot of time with it. Some of you guys have been able to come through some of the streams I've done. But y'all know how me and Smitty do. Let me set the stage with that. We are not I don't want to speak for Smitty, but our history would show is we're not really the guys that break down each and every aspect of the game, mode, but that's just not what we give our thoughts on. We usually give our opinion from a gameplay standpoint first, how well we think the sport represents itself to our knowledge, because, honestly, I'm not a baseball person. And then we'll talk about franchise and things like that. Now, let me say this too. This is why I said super early impressions. I have not played franchise mode. I had planned on starting it tonight. Maybe I still will. So I don't know what's going on with franchise mode. I don't know what's missing as far as what they need. Because me not being the baseball expert, I wouldn't know some of these things. I think franchise mode is okay from what I've seen, but could be some things that are missing. And then, of course, Smitty will speak from, prior experience. He'll be getting the game soon. But, we can speak on a general level about the game. So I'll just say something light to kick it off. And then, me and Smitty can go back and forth. I'll start off with what I said last night in my stream, in the title of that stream. This game has, and actually, let me even back out of this game so I could just go through some of the menus. I hate to back out this game, though, because I'm playing Conquest. It's 3 innings. I've already gotten 2 guys on base, no outs. Whatever, I'll start it over. This game is so fun, I'll just start it over and play it again. But I want to explain this. This game has so much depth to me that I don't even know where to begin. My biggest problem with MLB The Show is I don't know where to spend all my time. Let me explain to y'all why. I'm going to back out of the menu, and I'm just going to read to you guys what they have in store here. And it shouldn't be nothing new for people who know this game, but, you have Road to the Show. I have not played a game in Road to the Show so far. Diamond Dynasty. March to October. I have not played that. Franchise mode. I have yet to play that. Of course, exhibition. And of course, they have exhibition live rosters, which is, separate from normal exhibition. I have played the live rosters because I did that in my first stream. But I'm going to just jump into Diamond Dynasty and explain to y'all why I haven't even got out of this mode, which is living proof, by the way, Smitty. Well, we always say if a game has depth and it's a good game, gameplay-wise, I don't care about it having card collecting. I don't care about a MUT style. It doesn't bother me.
Right.
I don't hate that idea as long as you make a great game. So you have here where you can play. There's programs where there's this thing called first inning. There's your daily moments. There's team affinity, which is crazy deep from what I've seen. There's another section here called player programs. Then there's monthly rewards. Of course, in the programs, you can beat missions, relive moments, and conquer conquests. Go over to the single player mode within Diamond Dynasty. You can challenge the CPU. There's moments again. There's showdown. There's conquest. And there's this thing that's called extra innings. Now, extra innings is very interesting because what it is, as I'm loading it up here, you actually can play against other people's teams. Now, I don't know what governs the amount of teams because I did notice yesterday, and I'm looking through it right here as well. I'll give you guys an accurate count. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's basically 9 teams I can choose from. And when you jump out of it and go back in it, it's 9 more teams. I don't know what drives that, but basically what it says here is take down other squads from the community in versus CPU games. So I can literally play these guys. This dude's team. This guy's team right here, his rating is a 60, but his team is an 89 overall. And, it shows me his logo and all of that. I could choose what difficulty level I want to play on to earn rewards and earn points. I think that's dope because that kind of reminds me of VIP.
Yeah.
Not exactly, but kind of gives you. But I think that's cool, man. Like this guy's team right here is called Team Flash. And he's an 87 overall. He's ranked 522. But that's kind of dope. I played one of these teams the other day, and it was a good game. So then you also have your online modes, which is ranked seasons, battle royale, events, play versus a friend, and casual. But just alone in Diamond Dynasty, there's so much depth going on here. I've had the game since last Friday, and I haven't left Diamond Dynasty yet. That should tell you guys something. That's living proof that. And again, I don't spend money, so I'm not knocking anybody who does. But like the hashtag I was using in the stream was hashtag grind for greatness. That's all I do. I don't spend $1. I just grind. And once I get my team to an 80 overall, I will play somebody online just to see how I fare. Right now, I'm at a 78. My top player, I'll let you guys know here in a moment. And if I was using OBS, man, I would just pull the game into the stream, but I don't think there's a way for me to do that in Streamlabs, not capture the game. But my best player right now, I have a Hank Aaron, 88 overall, and that came from me getting the Jackie Robinson edition because you'll be able to, choose which player. I think they all were 88s. I went with Hammer and Hank, man, and just to let y'all know what his little measurables are looking like here. His top attributes are 85 contact, left contact, 88 left power, 80 arm strength, and 80 fielding. He's already hit some home runs for me. The next highest player I have here, and I won't spend a whole lot of time here, y'all, just kind of letting y'all know what I'm dealing with. The next highest ranked player is Wade Boggs.
Oh, wow.
Wade Boggs has a 108 for a contact against right-handed pitches
Wade
and
Boggs.
102 vision. So that was the reason why I grabbed him up for about 6,000 stubs or whatever. And I have about 15,000 now. But my point is, so far, early impressions, a couple things I really like about this game is, I mean, it's MLB. Y'all know. I mean, we can say this probably for the last few years.
Yeah.
But the main thing that I like about it is how detailed it is. I like the new mechanic with the pinpoint pitching. It's a little tricky, but once you get the hang of it, you're going to love it because you can literally place the ball where you want it to go and manipulate it. It's amazing. I even like the animations, man. I mean, from, the pitching, just there's no wasted motion. What else? It feels like baseball. I like the ebb and flow. I had a game last night where, what's his name? Jake DeGrom.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't do nothing with him. I got smoked by the computer. I think I lost 8-0. This dude, the people watching the stream will tell you the way this cat was pitching me was like, wow, painting the outside corner. Then he'd switch it up and hit me with a change. Like his changeup was an 89. He was killing me. And it seems like the AI was on point because he'd make me chase a pitch, then he'd come back inside, then he'd paint the corners.
Ooh.
I couldn't do anything with him, Smitty. Even the stream was like, yo, that dude got some stuff. He was killing me. Next game I played, I was able to win the game. I watched a little piece of Neff's stream today. He took the game all the way to the 9th inning. It was 0-0, right? They ended up going into extra innings, and he'll tell you himself because he threw a pitch and let it hang over the plate. Computer hits a 2-run home run to end the game, 2-0. And it's just, I feel engaged at all times with this game. And I don't know, is it because it's so, it's so particular where, you're at bat or you're pitching and you have to be engaged. But not only that, I just feel like, because you could say the same thing about, let's say, like a Madden. You're not engaged, but you have to always be engaged, right? You're either the quarterback or you're the running back, but I don't have the same feeling. Yeah. Because the game just doesn't feel, it just don't feel, man.
It's not genuine.
It's just not. And again, I'm not the baseball expert, so I'm sure plenty of people could probably come on here and possibly say, nah, man, it ain't as sim as you think. This is what's wrong with it. I get it. I'm just speaking from the average casual baseball fan. For this to me is what a sports game is supposed to feel like. From the atmosphere, from the animation, from the quirks. And this stuff is not new to the game, but y'all know what I'm saying, man. Each pitcher feels like himself, especially the top guys. The batters, certain dudes that you're gonna have to pitch him a certain way. And I found out last night, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but the people in the chat were telling me, because this was a question I had. They told me that the catcher, what he's recommending you pitch, it is kind of based off of the catcher's attributes, I think. Or the better your catcher is, he can suggest better pitches. I think that's what they were saying. If that's the case, because I've always wanted to know that, Smitty, because it does seem like that they tell you to throw fastballs a lot. And I'm like, why would? So if somebody can confirm that, if the game actually is doing that, to me, that would be crazy. Because now in franchise, I'd have to start, looking for certain guys for certain reasons. So, but like I said, guys, I'm sorry if my assessment is a little bare bones, but I don't know baseball like that. All I can say is that this game feels like I'm playing baseball. I feel like I have to be involved at every single moment. And I don't feel cheated. I don't feel cheated at all. I feel like the game has its up and downs. And if one pitch One wrong pitch, one false move could cost me the game. And I love this challenge. Hitting.
Yeah.
I am horrible against changeups. Y'all saw that on the stream last night, right? I'm terrible against changeups. So much so that now I'm going to go get in the practice mode, and have that pitch come at me.
Yeah.
Off-speed
pitches, boy.
Man, I suck with the off-speed pitches, bro.
It's no joke.
But couple negatives I'll say really quick. MLB, what y'all doing with the service? Come on, man. This is ridiculous. It's year after year. It's unacceptable. The same thing we say about 2K. And I don't know if 2K has server issues this year because I wasn't that engaged, but come on, man. Come on. You got to do better than that. You introduce the cross play, and you knew your servers had to be on point to even pull that off. And it's already an issue. I've been kicked out of the server just playing single player with not playing against anybody. Not acceptable. Piece of feedback I would like to offer as well. And somebody who's used to MLB The Show, maybe it's a setting I can cut on, and I don't know. Y'all always hear me talk about scripted animation, right? With Madden. I don't like that. For the most part, you're free when you're in the field, but it seems like when you get into this little catch radius, then there's no more control, right? And some people would say, well, they like that. I don't. I want to make organic mistakes. I want to have to like literally stand in the right spot all the way to the very end, or my dude will drop it. I don't like how it seems like, and again, it could be a setting that I have on, but it seems like, because I use the one where the baseball, gets bigger and gets smaller, whatever.
Yeah.
It seems like when you get to a certain point, you can literally just sit the controller down and they're going to catch it. And I'm like, I don't like that. I'm a nutcase. I want it to be where I have to make that catch. And if I'm off, or if I don't, happen to get right there, I could easily drop it. I would love to see that. So that would be my little feedback.
Oh, Brett said you can make it happen in the settings.
All right, Brett.
So
let me know what it is. I'm gonna go into it right now and do that because I want to be the idiot. To me, it's fun. Listen, guys.
Yeah.
Last night I was telling people on stream, y'all seeing me suck up I was sucking it up. Pause. But I was
whatever. Doing all that.
But yeah, man, I was stinking the place up, bro, in that first game. But I like that. Like, to me, I like just playing the game new, fresh. I'm getting the hang of it and letting y'all experience it with me. Like, to me, that's a fun stream to me. Because it's almost like me and my boys, like, let's say me and Smitty was sitting here and we like, oh man, I got to learn. It gives me that feeling again. That's why, again, I always tell y'all, I'm not like the super polished streamers. Because, some of them dudes won't even show you a loss. Like, nah. Y'all gonna see it in real time with me. I love it. That's why I love streaming, because you can't hide. Yeah. You can't hide. Y'all gonna see me. I can't, y'all what your cousin used to do with the Nintendo. Oops, I kicked the power button. You can't do none of the starting over. Not on stream, or you're gonna get clowned. You know what I'm saying? So I love it. I love the struggle.
Yeah, it's it. Now, the one thing that people were saying, the guy that pitcher you was going up against, he said DeGrom, they say he a monster in the league. He's one of the top 3 pitchers in the league.
Yeah, he is. So he showed it last night, because, boy, I'm trying to tell you. Nasty, Smitty. I mean, I'm going to be honest with y'all. Like, the stream people who was there last night will tell you, I was at one point shook. Like, I can't do nothing. I cannot hit this dude's pitch. When he throws off speed, I can't hit it. When he throws on the outside corner and I lay off of it, strike. Because, it's right on the line. I was like, I can't do. Finally, in the 9th inning, or the 9th or 8th, I did end up getting a couple of hits. I actually got a homer. Because, look, he was still pitching in the 9th inning.
Oh, dang.
Because he was getting us out so quick, he wasn't losing energy. It was sad, bro. It was beautiful and sad at the same time. I'll tell you. Yeah, man. It was good, though. What is
Okay.
that? It has that baseball feel. Yeah, it does, man. It just, and I'm not excited like this for Matt. That's what really bothers me.
Yeah.
I'm a football dude, man. And y'all hear me all giddy and excited over this game. I don't want to get depressed, but from what you've seen so far, Smitty, what you think about, or what you think the game will be once you get it in your hand?
Once I'm able to play it, I know for a fact I'm gonna have to definitely hit the lab, the practice field. One thing I'll say though, I seen somebody that I follow from boxing stuff, and they play MLB The Show too, and he had like a tutorial on how to bat, and he's like, look, simply put, you got to practice. There's no holy grail. There is no cheat code to doing it. Like when people, he's like, I'll be making people rage quit and everything, just playing the game and everything because they don't know how to bat. So it's like, hey, there's no cheat way for you to get to it, man. You got to go on the practice field, play multiple games offline or whatever, and just take your lumps in practice. And I'm like, but it's been that way. It's been like that for the show, so I love it. The one thing about the 2 minute, and this is one thing, Sim will know. Remember, AJ actually made this point when I was when we went down to EA before, and I was telling AJ like, yo, man, like MLB The Show is like the ticket, man, because they be having everything in the game, and he's like, oh, I'm surprised you like it, because just like you complain about all them canned animations in Madden, that's what they got going on in their game. And it's like, well, that is true. But just like what you made your point, Sim, about fielding, like, on one hand, I'm with you I get what you're saying. They should have that dynamic control element where it's like, if you literally aren't on the spot, they may bobble it and drop it. But it's also something that's been in these baseball games for the longest time. Like going back to the triple play days, like you have it where your guy can go in the field, they do a pop fly, something like that. If he gets to the spot, they'll have that animation where they walk back, punch the glove 2-3 times, then go ahead and take it in. Like that's been there forever. Like, and I mean, that's part of that's the game. You know what I mean? That's baseball. But at the same time, it would be cool to have that additional layer, which apparently they have. You could go into settings and augment it, apparently. But they have, you can go in and open it up. Now, it would be sweet if you can manually move your guy to a spot and you believe that's it, and then they do the same thing, punch the glove, do all that, and then they mess around and drop it. It's like, oh man, I thought I was in the spot. Oh, see, then
I'm adjusting sliders a little bit when I start the franchise, because again, like Smitty is saying, I don't want every catch to be a catch. I want some pop flies that I want them to drop it, but not too much. But it happens, guys. It happens.
Yeah. So there's that, and then like what people were saying in there too, like when you were asking about the catcher giving signals. That's legit. So it's cool to be able to look and say, yo, man, if I got an intelligent catcher, then they may call some good stuff depending upon who's up to bat. So it's that nice dynamic of the catcher and the AI or whatever their rating is versus the opposition bullpen. And then your pitcher, taking him into consideration too. So it's like, yo, throw that split finger because I know that's the best thing you got. Throw that to the inside because that's his weak spot. So throw it. You know what I mean? And they suggest those pitches. So that makes it cool to have that element in there. And it's not just some randomly picked thing. There's a rhyme and reason as to why it's being picked. See, that's the kind of stuff that I like in a game because it's like, excuse me, MLB or the show devs clearly they're able to speak to this stuff with confidence.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. The way it works is when it comes to when it comes to the batter, the reason why they did this is because of da 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 da. See, Madden, it's like a blanket statement. You can't really say, "Hey, I did the ask coach thing. How come it picked this play for me?" And there's no true rhyme and reason behind it. It's more of a generalization. There's no, well, you know what? Since you got like when we had Patricia here, well, you know, this is how Patricia is. So in these kind of situations, this is what Pat Patricia would do in this kind of circumstance. He would try to run this play in the red zone. So you don't have that. It's just, you know what I mean? Like, it's not, there's no real factoring in the personnel, the team, who you got, and everything like that. What if Big Ben went down for you guys? What if Juju got hurt? Something like that. What kind of play call are we going to call in this circumstance? Madden, they're going to call the exact same plays like nobody got hurt. And that's what I'm saying. Like, MLB The Show, if you have a pitcher that is great at throwing a knuckleball and that's his best pitch, a knuckleball and a changeup, they're not going to recommend fastballs. Keep throwing fastballs toward the dirt. Why? He can't even throw that. That's not even a good pitch. That's not even a pitch of his. Why would he do that? You know what I mean? And so these games be working them things out all the while. Madden be doing stuff like the yard that I see on Twitter almost every day. People like, man, they did all this bull crap and they put the yard in there that nobody even gave a care about when they could have spent more time putting them resources into the game where it matters most, like franchise mode and core gameplay. It's like, yeah, do that afterwards. What did Sim talk about? The extra innings or whatever? Playing against another user's team, you do that after you got the game. These dudes got the game. They've been had the game. So it's like, yeah, go ahead and do that extra stuff. That's fine. So, but from what I saw, the game is amazing, like it's always been. And I just really can't wait to get into the franchise stuff after warming up. And I mean, look, I'm going to suck at the game for a bit. You know what I mean? Before getting decent. So it's like, I'm not even worried about it. I'm okay with getting with being sucky in the game and then just building my stuff up and then getting decent, you know, along the way. Cause I mean, look, I'm running with the Tigers. So you already know, and the Tigers are terrible. So they're a terrible team. So it's going to be bad regardless if I know how to play or not. But the point is, I'm okay with it. Like, I'm okay with going through that rebuild kind of stuff because I know what kind of team I got. It's just like if I play NBA 2K, I know my team is not a world-beating squad, so it shouldn't feel that way for me when I play with them. Pistons shouldn't feel like the Sixers or feel like the Bucks or any of them. Like, no, they're not that good. I don't want them to play like they're that good either. Now, they can win games, but it's going to be tough because all these other teams are much better than yours. It's the same thing with the Tigers. I want to go through all of that stuff, the muck and the rain. That's the way it should be. And MLB provides you that, from whether you want to play the game like it's out of the park baseball and be hands off and just deal with managerial stuff, or you want to be as hands-on as you can possibly be and just be all in depth with it. They give you them choices. So I love the show, man. It's gonna be amazing. But I'll be right back, Sam.
All right. Yeah, man. It's such a good game. And like I said, I'll spend some time here in the comments, you know, while I wait for Smitty. And we probably will wrap up here soon. We told you guys it'll be a real quick show tonight, man, in and out. We got started late. We only had really one topic to talk about, but I want to hear, you know, what some of you guys have to say as well. Sim, you ever try auto fielding? Nope. I don't want to. I want that challenge to be on myself. My man Brett Lee says, Sim, to make it harder for you in fielding the ball, change your fielding decision to auto and change the catch position indicated to drifting ball. Okay, so you're saying put it on auto. Change your fielding position to auto. Okay. He says, Smitty is dead on. They will call a certain pitch on a big power hitter that might bite on a changeup. I like that. Let's see. When changing the catcher position indicated to drifting ball, I had a routine pop up with the catcher, and he misjudged the pop up and dropped the ball. Love it. You running with the Astros. Mr. Avaroni says, I'm 4-4 with the Tigers. Every MLB has their own unique swing as well. Yeah, man, the game is just like that, bro. Also, change your throwing interface to button accuracy makes it more challenging as well. Yeah, I have that on button accuracy. But let me see if I could change what you said really quick while we live here on air. You said it's for fielding. Let me see. Button accuracy. I got the throw meter on. Oh, okay. Okay. I see what you're saying because it was on assist. So for fielding decision, guys, what Brett Lee is saying, assist, it says equals the game will move your fielder a few steps towards the ball before giving you control. Auto equals CPU will automatically field the ball for you. In online play, this will automatically be set to assist. This option is locked and ignored and rolled to the show. Okay, so but if it's on auto, it's saying the computer is going to put him in place. So that's better than having it on assist. It seems like both of them there's some interference by the CPU. So you guys let me know. Throwing decision. You said do what with throwing decision? The one of y'all said do something with throwing decision as well. Let me see. I'm trying to find a comment. I thought he said something about throwing decision as well. No, he said fielding decision on auto and change catch position indicated you're drifting. I think I already got it on drifting ball. I don't know if you said anything about throwing decision. Did you? Correct. That's keep fielding to assist. It gives the option for the user to make a mistake. Okay. All right. So I think I already had it straight then. I had it where it needed to be. And it still feels like, I guess what I'm talking about is more so how it locks you in that animation. You know, it's like when you get to a certain point, that's it. Like I was even wiggling the stick around and my guy won't go anywhere. In a perfect world, I would like it to be where I'm in full control. Full control. So if I don't get to the spot, like even if I'm in the spot and I happen to move or, you know, have a sudden move like that, I could drop it. That's what I would want. I would want something like that to happen.
All right. Your sim wants the mega ultra sim consequences to happen, which is cool.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I mean, you know,
like you said, only if I wanted it though. You know, it doesn't have to be mandatory.
Yeah.
But only if I wanted to experience that. I would love to be able to do that. But
yeah, see? The fielding assist. Okay. Oh, okay. That's what's up. See, that's what I'm talking about, man. I like that. Throwing interface, button accuracy, and everything. Okay.
This game is dope, though, man.
See,
it's just good. What can I say?
Yeah,
Neff, I was telling them about that. I was talking about that a little earlier, man. That game, even though I didn't see the whole thing, when I came in, it was like the 8th inning, 0-0, and they ended up going into extra innings. And Neff would even tell you himself. He said it on stream. He threw the wrong pitch. Threw the wrong pitch and let the ball hang over the plate. Bam. 2-1 shot. And boy, won the game on a 2-run home run. It was awesome to see. You know, it sucked for Neff, but it was awesome to see the game play out like that. You know, one false move, and it's good night time.
Yeah. See, and I know I have yet to see it on Twitter. I know it's going to come at some point. I can expect it from DJ, especially from Bills, when they're going to show those clips where the bat is going to phase through the ball when it should have been a hit. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. And I mean, those are those imperfections that are frustrating and annoying that happen at times. But what I was saying is, from my experiences with the game, for the most part, over the years, it definitely showcases that game of inches, respecting, like, if the ball is just out of your reach, you miss it. If it just clears the fence for a home run, you just miss the glove as he tries to scale the wall and get to it and stuff like that. Like, it's cool to see all of that stuff done in this game. But then when we talk about games like Madden and all that stuff, it ain't happening like that. You see it in flashes, but then we always up here saying, like, man, that needs to be throughout, not just in certain flashes. So,
and yeah, that's frustrating, man. I mean, but y'all know what I always say. I don't know of a game that doesn't have some of that. You know, the clipping and, you know, especially in Madden too. How many times have you seen where the ball, it's almost like the ball is not in the ball carrier's hand?
Right.
And the arms and limbs can go through it. And that's a valid point for DJ or Bills or whoever may post that, because I continue to say that too. I want, if possible, video games to get to a point where the objects are always objects. You know, the ball is a solid piece of matter, and if anything hits it, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And it's a video game. I get it.
Yeah,
it's a video game, and I know it's probably hard to have everything always accounted for, but try to do it the best possible, because that is frustrating. You go and look in the replay, and you happen to see that you swung and the bat goes through the ball, but then it's called a strike.
Yeah,
like, I can understand that. I can definitely understand that.
Yeah,
but they video games at the end of the day, though.
Yeah, and I mean, it's all about the rate. That's the key thing, is the rate. Now, I understand in the game of baseball, think about it, like Neff had his game, right? Now, what if he hit a shot and it straight went clean through the bat? You see what I'm saying? That's where it's frustrating at, because it's like you literally had a dog fight, no one scores, and then you had the opportunity and they call it a strike when you should have been able to make the play or knock it out the park or get a baseline single, whatever. And you miss on all of it because of what happened. So that's why it's like, yo, you can't have this. So I get it. But overall, though, the show does play just like the show, NHL, FIFA. They do a good job of showcasing those object physics and player physics 1-to-1. So,
yeah. Well, guys, we don't really have nothing else, man. It's 10 o'clock. I know we started late and all that, but we told y'all it would be one of those shows. We don't really have anything else, man. Next week, I think what we'll do, and I'll wait until Smitty gets back on to see if he agrees. I know we definitely want to bring the show during the draft, and I had told Smitty that I'm looking to do probably a Steelers stream that night as well. So maybe what we might do is, then we'll see how Smitty feels about it, because I don't want to miss the Steelers pick. Usually the 24th pick is normally after 10 o'clock, but just in case it's fast, maybe what we could do next week is kind of split it like we did today. We'll get started like right at 8 o'clock, and we'll chop it up. the Lions will pick, and maybe we'll do like an hour show for Sim Standard until 9, and then like shortly after that, maybe I can start the Steelers stream. So to make sure that I'm streaming and I'm on for the Steelers pick, because I know the Steeler crowd would love that, and I don't want to not, I don't want to miss either show, but I think that'll be a good way to do it, because I'm very curious to see what's going to happen from picks 1 through 12. And generally, in my experience, I think most of the time, when the Steelers have picked right around there, it was after 10 o'clock. Unless, of course, there's a trade, because like when we picked Devin Bush, that's why we were able to see that, because of what happened. But yeah, what I was saying, Smitty, I was telling them, because we both was talking about next week, maybe what I could do so the Steelers don't happen to pick before I could get that up and running. Maybe we could do the first part, like say an hour or so, maybe a little bit more. And then, because I want to be on here with Smitty when the Lions pick, so we can talk about all that. But we'll figure it out. Either way, we're gonna do something centered around the draft, and then I'll do something centered around the Steelers crowd when we pick. Yeah. But either way, y'all will see us next week. So, but other than that, I ain't really got nothing else to talk about.
Yeah, all the noise. And I'll just say this real quick. And we're going to say this. We're going to say this a lot during the draft and everything, because it, with the gaming aspect, it's going to suck, because if I get the show before the draft happens and everything like that, and I'll be playing that and everything, I'm going to be thinking about this game, this Madden game, and I'm be like, man, like, you look at these players that are going to come into the game, and it's like, number one, there's no way to make them replicate differently from each other outside of just giving them a numerical rating and a graphical overlay. There's nothing that differentiates them that makes them look unique. I know they got abilities and stuff like that, but you should be able to do it beyond that at this point. So there's that. And I mean, games like NBA 2K, they do all that. NBA 2K, FIFA, PES, all that. You can make players feel unique and diverse. MLB The Show, even. You could do that. You can't do that with Madden. So it's going to make it look bland. I mean, let's create this all offensive lineman. He's going to look no different than anyone else. There's nothing unique that's going to make him stand out. So we need to see that kind of stuff happening in the game Madden. We said that for the longest time. Hey, shoot, where 2K at? You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to see them. I want to hear what they doing. I mean, I know it ain't supposed to be the sim game, but still, I want to see what those guys do, man, at the end of the day. So, but
that's the one fault I have with 2K, man, is I don't like how long they wait to talk about whatever. Even in NBA 2K, you don't hear about it until like almost close to the time of launch. And I'm like, come on, man. I mean, give the people what they want. Part of if you think about it, it takes you back when you was a kid, is being excited about a game coming. Like I still want some of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But that's all, man. That's all I got on it, man. And like I said, we definitely will have a lot more to say come next week with the draft and everything. So, but until then, though, like always, we appreciate everybody coming through and hanging out with us. My man Hollywood said Pujols just hit a bomb on him. Hey, there you go, man.
Still doing it. Still getting it done. How old is Albert now? 30-something, right?
Yeah, I would assume. I don't even know. I'd have to look that up. But I know he'd have to be up there in age to a degree. He's been around
there for a minute.
Yeah. So we'll see. But it's gonna be interesting draft. It's gonna be a fun time. Looking forward to how the picks play out and all that good stuff. I'm gonna have, we're gonna have fun. We definitely want to see what happens with the Steelers and the Lions, be able to react on it, talk about it, along with the other picks too. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. But that's all. That's it, man. We love you guys. Thanks for coming through and hanging out with us.
Yes, sir. Y'all have a good night. Be blessed. Be well. That's all we got, man. Have a great weekend. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week.
Yep.
Peace.
Peace.